Welcome to the channel, where we expose misconduct, explore police and legal content, protect public rights, and demand real accountability. This episode is brought to you by BP Visit. Be sure to check the link below, subscribe to his channel, and give him the credit he deserves. In this video, Auditor BP heads to Links Lu in Law to film with his camera and drone. Almost immediately, a worker rushes out, demands that he stop filming, and calls the police without hesitation. When officers arrive, one of them completely mishandles the situation, wrongly attempting to charge the auditor with antisocial behavior for simply filming in public. This is one of the worst displays of policing I've seen.
Just make a little video on Bot Free Group at the moment.
What for?
Oh, just for social media.
No, I don't want it done, thanks.
Oh, I'm doing it.
No, it's our company and I'm asking you not to do it.
Well, I can see it from the road, so...
Yeah, well, can you not film, please?
Well, I will, but I will also...
Call the police for it, 'cause you're not...
Call the police for someone with a camera?
Well, yeah, because you've done it to them over there.
Yes. And I got my drone as well, so we'll be sending the drone over to get some drone footage, so...
You're not doing it?
If you're doing 911, not 999, 101, sorry.
999.
999?
Yeah,
What are you going to report? A man with...
Please.
Oh, let me hear this. Man with a camera.
Please. It's harassment.
You've come out and harassed me, I'm not harassing you.
Hi there, and there's just on the industrial estate in Louth, and there's a strange chap walking around filming businesses and says he's sending drones up and taking footage and just, well, being pretty nosy.
The worker quickly calls the police, describing the auditor as a strange guy recording businesses. But there's nothing unusual or unlawful about what he's doing. He clearly explains his purpose and makes it obvious he's not hiding anything. The worker even tells the dispatcher that the auditor is being nosy. But curiosity is not a crime. Public photography is entirely legal. Simply taking an interest in a business does not justify a police response. Once again, uninformed individuals are wasting police time over a lawful activity, simply because they don't like it. Instead of handling the situation calmly, the worker escalates it, showing a complete lack of understanding of public rights. When the police arrive, things go from bad to worse as officers prioritize emotions over law, trying to criminalize perfectly legal behavior.
We've been called about somebody matching your description.
Absolutely, yeah, I give him the video. I'm still there when he called. I think it's this one that called you, wasn't it?
So what's the crack? What's going on?
Just doing a bit of videoing today.
Sorry?
Just doing a bit of videoing today.
Okay, what's the purpose of the video?
My purpose, really?
No. What's the purpose of the video?
Sorry? No. My purpose, really. Thank you.
What is the purpose of the video?
Do I have to answer that question?
Well, yeah, because it may be that you're breaking the law by if you...
Doing what? What law do you think I've broken?
Well, we'll start with GDPR rules.
Okay, that's nothing to do with the police. Is it?
Is it not?
No. And it isn't anyway, because I'm in public. I can film anything I can see in public, can't I?
Yeah, you can film in public, but if you're overflying private premises and videoing stuff that's on there, then that becomes a little bit of an issue.
No, incorrect, officer. I'm sorry, you're incorrect.
During the exchange, one officer claims the auditor has violated GDPR laws. The auditor immediately corrects him, explaining that GDPR does not apply to individuals filming in public. It regulates how businesses and organizations handle personal data, not private citizens with cameras. Despite this being a simple legal concept, many officers still misunderstand it. They wrongly use GDPR as a catch-all excuse to challenge public photography. Instead of relying on the actual law, the officer throws around legal terms he doesn't seem to understand, trying to justify an unnecessary intervention.
So every aeroplane, hot air balloon, glider goes over, they're not allowed to video, is that what you're saying?
Well, aeroplanes won't be able to pick up as much detail as a drone overflying some specific premises.
Small aeroplanes.
What is the purpose behind? What interest do you have in filming?
It's mine. I like industrial estates, so I go to industrial estates making videos of companies I find interesting. Are you recording?
No.
It's flashing. There's a green light flashing.
Yes, it is.
Is that recording?
It's flashing red, then I'll be recording.
Right, okay.
The green is not recording, so
right,
what law
because we don't know, you see, so we don't know that. So, but if you are not recording, that's fine. But you would have, one of your procedures you would have broke if you hadn't told me that.
Why is that?
Because you have to inform me. As well, you mentioned GDPR.
I can film anything I want in public. You've just come back.
No, not you. No, you're filming it as a company. You're an officer working for the law. You have to, via GDPR rules, you have to tell me. Like the sign on the gate there saying they're filming people.
Rather than acknowledging the correction, the officer tries to be clever, mocking the auditor's own words, I can film anything I want in public, but his attempt to outsmart the auditor completely backfires. The auditor quickly reminds him that as a police officer, he is subject to GDPR regulations, meaning he's required to inform individuals when recording with his body-worn camera. This moment perfectly exposes the hypocrisy we often see: officers challenging citizens for filming while ignoring their own accountability obligations.
GDPR works that way. Do you not understand that GDPR works that way?
Okay. So, what are we going to do about you filming? Because it's clearly causing annoyance to people.
That's not my problem. I'm in the public area filming. I'm not annoying anybody. They're annoying me, to be honest. They're actually annoying me.
Called the police.
And they're annoying me. They come out and annoy me. He did. They annoyed me. I don't report them because I thought, well, just go back to work and leave me to it. So if you think I'm breaking any laws, then please quote the laws I'm breaking, because I'm not breaking any law here.
This case is a textbook example of bad policing, where officers mediate emotions instead of enforcing the law. The auditor is lawfully filming in public. Whether someone finds it annoying or uncomfortable is completely irrelevant from a legal standpoint. Police officers are not feelings enforcers. Yet time after time, they intervene in situations where no law is being broken, just because someone doesn't like what's happening. This officer had no legitimate reason to get involved, so he resorted to policing emotions, hoping pressure would make the auditor leave. But discomfort does not override legal rights, and any officer should know better than to act like it does.
You seem a bit annoyed and that you can't get me on anything. That's wrong, isn't it, surely?
It's not the fact that I can't get you on anything, it's just that if you are causing somebody enough annoyance and they're worried about people's private details being published on the internet and what have you, because there are certain things that are visible from or to your drone camera.
Yeah.
And they are rightly concerned that those will be published on the internet.
Absolutely, can be concerned. Put them inside. Because anybody, I can go on that public path and fly my drone. I could have done it secretly. I let them know what I'm doing.
Okay, but from their point of view,
yeah,
can you see why it would cause an annoyance if you are entirely in the right and you are exercising your right as a person to do something that they don't want you to do?
Yeah. That's
and
right.
You refuse to stop when you've been asked, even though it's their premises that are affected by your actions.
Well, they said there, we're highly secret, blah, blah, blah. They're a fragrance company. I'm like, highly secret fragrances, really? You know, people really build themselves up to be bigger than they are, just to try to stop people exercising their God-given right, legal rights in this country, legal rights in this country, to video anything I can see from a public place.
Many companies act as though their internal policies override the law. They insist that filming their premises is illegal, even when it isn't. Security guards, managers, and employees regularly misuse terms like GDPR, privacy laws, and company policy with no legal authority to back it up. This behavior stems from control, not legality. Rather than accepting that public photography is allowed, businesses escalate, threaten to call police, and waste resources just to silence lawful activity. By standing his ground, the auditor exposes a widespread problem: private entities pretending they have more power than they do, hoping to intimidate people instead of respecting their rights.
I can video anything I can see from public place.
Does it not then become an issue because you can't see it from a public place, because your drone is going into a private place to take these images?
It's flying over in the airspace, which is controlled by the Civil Aviation Authority, and I obey all the laws for flying my drone. Civil Aviation Authority, there's no restrictions flying in this area, on this estate, wherever, so I can fly my drone free will all over this place. I feel you're annoyed. I don't understand. You're not the feelings police. You've got to remember this. You're not the feelings police. You're here to feel.
I'm not the feelings police. I just find it incomprehensible that
But you're like him. It's not up to you to understand what I'm here to do. It's not up to you to understand that, is it? If I'm here and not breaking any law, then basically you need to just walk away and let them know he's not breaking any law. Leave him to it.
What makes this situation even worse is that the auditor has to tell the officer to walk away. That shouldn't even be necessary. A police officer has no reason to remain at a scene where no crime is occurring. Yet instead of acting professionally and disengaging, the officer lingers, showing that his issue isn't with the law, but with the auditor personally. This is the opposite of professional policing. Rather than upholding the law, the officer allows his frustration to dictate his actions. It's another clear example of police policing feelings instead of enforcing rights, and a reminder of why accountability still matters more than ever.
If a delivery is out in the yard waiting to be picked up, and people's, their clients' details, addresses, and what have you are on display.
Tell me this, officer. Do they have the right to tell me to stop videoing?
I think they've probably got the right to stop you from overflying their premises.
No, you're wrong. You're incorrect.
I think they probably do.
I think you're incorrect.
If you look at the contracts when you buy a house, the property you own, and you also own the airspace above it. It doesn't stop at the roof of the house.
Maybe you do. That's all a bit grey, but...
So if you're overflying their property, then that does become a point where...
Right. Can you hear in the sky?
Sorry?
Can you hear him in the sky? There's an airplane flying over.
Yes, there is.
So has he asked him if he can fly over his property? He's gone over his property.
Just as the officer continues his weak argument, perfect timing delivers the ultimate counterpoint. A plane flies overhead. The auditor immediately seizes the moment, pointing to the sky and asking, "Do they have to ask permission to fly over someone's property?" In an instant, the officer's entire argument collapses. He's left speechless because the answer is obvious. Airspace isn't privately owned. Just like airplanes, drones flying within legal height and airspace regulations do not need permission from landowners to pass overhead. This perfectly exposes how absurd it is for businesses or police to dictate where someone can legally fly. The auditor's quick thinking completely dismantles the officer's flawed logic, making it clear he never had valid grounds to challenge him in the first place.
Could have. See, what you're saying is a bit silly. I understand what you're saying. People kind of have this thing, they do own some of it.
Can your drone fly 20,000
I think obviously if they don't want you flying over, like next to their businesses where there's information shown and things like that, I think they're polite, so politely have to stop. Obviously I appreciate you've said it's escalated. If they'd like to stop, then just want to keep things,
But what about my thing? So what about me? I've come here to make videos and I want to make the video, so what about my thing?
Okay,
what about respect for me?
Could just please not get any kind of private information involved in that.
Well, that's not on me though, that's on them. You can't, if they've left private information out.
If you do publish these videos online,
Yep.
can you make sure that the information is unreadable?
I'll do my best if I think it's confidential, but you can't see anything. I'm 30, 40, 50 metres up. I can't even make faces out, you know what I mean? And everybody goes mad about it. It's ridiculous.
If a company truly has confidential information, it's their duty to secure it properly, not leave it visible and then blame photographers for seeing it. The auditor reinforces his point. His drone is flying 30 to 50 meters high, making it impossible to capture detailed images or personal data. Yet, instead of acknowledging this, the officers focus on hypotheticals and emotional reasoning. It's another example of trying to police legal behavior simply because someone feels uncomfortable. The officers have no legal ground, so they reach for anything that sounds convincing, ignoring what the law actually says.
What's your name, sir?
I don't get that information out, I'm sorry. Do I need to? Think carefully what you're going to say next. I know there's one answer to this and it begins with N.
Sorry, the answer begins with?
N.
N for?
No. When I said, do I need to?
Well.
No, there's not a well, there's no buts to it. It's either a yes or a no.
It's open to interpretation. It depends, because if I feel that you've been involved in ASP, then yes, you do.
ASP?
The Police Reform Act.
What's ASP?
Antisocial behaviour.
Antisocial behaviour?
Yes.
Then comes a shocking moment. When the auditor asks, "Do I have to give my details?" the officer replies, "It depends. If I feel you've been involved in antisocial behavior, then yes, you do." The key word here is feel. That single word exposes a massive problem, because the law isn't based on feelings. It's based on facts. Under the Police Reform Act 2002, Section 50, officers can only demand details if there's actual evidence of antisocial behavior, not just a personal assumption. By saying, "If I feel," the officer shows how dangerously subjective his approach is. This isn't law enforcement, it's emotional enforcement. Officers can't make legal demands based on how they feel about a situation.
I think you'll be on a lawsuit against you if you arrested me for antisocial behaviour, for a man with a camera, then I think you'll be into a...
Suggesting that having a...
I will take you to court. I will take you to court for that.
I'm suggesting, however, that you've been involved in an altercation, either one side or the other, and if I decide that constitutes antisocial behaviour, then I can require you to provide me with your name and address details.
You can, if you think I've committed a crime. But do you think I've committed a crime?
If you've been involved in ASB.
No, if you think I've committed a crime, you can ask me.
If you've been involved in ASB, that's how it works.
If you think I've committed a crime, if you think, that's right, you're thinking I've been involved in ASB, which is a crime, isn't it? So if you think I've committed a crime...
ASB isn't necessarily a crime, but one of the police powers that we have is to request the information from somebody who's been involved in ASB.
Right.
So you've been involved in an argument because you've refused to comply with somebody else's wishes.
Feelings police again, we're back to the feelings police.
This response perfectly illustrates how antisocial behavior laws are misused to pressure people into compliance. Refusing to do what someone else wants is not antisocial behavior. It's simply exercising your rights. If that logic were valid, any disagreement could be labeled a crime. Antisocial behavior laws exist to stop harassment and genuine disruption, not to criminalize lawful filming. By twisting the law this way, the officer shows not only poor training but also a dangerous misunderstanding of his authority. Instead of protecting rights, he weaponizes vagueness to justify an unlawful intervention.
It's not about feelings, police. There has been a confrontation between you and somebody else,
right.
Okay?
Okay.
That to me is antisocial behaviour.
From his side, correct, yeah.
Okay, so
go get their name and address and all information.
We'll be going over there in a minute.
It's not antisocial behaviour, it's rubbish.
Would you like just to provide your details? Obviously, you've said there's been a crime of public order because they've shouted and sworn at you. You don't want to make a complaint. Would you like to provide your details to go on the crime report?
At this time, no. If I get home and I feel that I do need to, when I watch the video back and I do feel that it was bad enough,
Can I
then
give you the instant number then? Just to
yes, please, absolutely give me the instant. Yeah, definitely.
If you'd like to provide your details.
Yep. So I'll write that down.
It is.
Right, but you won't be getting my name because if I did it anonymously. So if you're thinking that I'm going to do that, so you get my name.
No. It's just obviously if you want to provide your details.
What's the date today?
Is there any particular reason you won't provide your details?
Yes, one massive one.
What's that?
I don't want to.
What would it gain by withholding your details?
What would it gain? Now, okay, right. So let me just reverse that back. So what it would gain for you if I provide my details, that goes straight.
Spoken to.
It goes. Doesn't matter though, does it? It goes straight on your intel. You put this description, my name, all my details on your intel. I don't want to be on your intel.
So you're doing nothing wrong. What's the harm?
No, you can't use that. No. I have.
That's a question. I'm not using it. I'm asking you a question.
Well, yeah. Well, you can't say if you're doing nothing wrong, why don't you give your name? That's just rubbish, isn't it? I don't have to give my name, do I?
You don't.
And I don't want to. It's as simple as that.
Fine, you don't want to. But what would be the harm?
I've just told you it'll go on your intel. So it'll go against the incident. It'll go on your intel. I don't want to be on your systems, thank you. Exactly what I say about the recording.
This moment also reveals why officers often ask for personal details even when no crime has occurred. They want to build intelligence records. It's a subtle but common tactic. Make it sound harmless to just give your name, when in reality, it's about data collection and profiling. If there's no lawful reason to demand your details, there's no reason to give them. The auditor calling this out exposes how easily people can be added to police databases without cause. This isn't about preventing crime, it's about policing people.
Okay, so if you get into trouble, somebody beats you up for the things that you're doing and you won't stop when they ask you to, you get beaten up and then we come across you. How do we know who you are? Might help us.
Well, I think when you come, I'll give you my name then. What?
We don't know. You don't want to give it.
Well, I would if I got beaten up and I'm going to take them to court ready to or get you guys to do something about it. Then I wouldn't.
Anything else we can help with?
Not for me, no. I don't. If you want to speak to these guys, but
chat with them over there, and obviously
absolutely.
Well.
Yeah, no problem. Okay.
Thank you very much indeed.
All right. Thank you. Cheers. It's a walk of shame.
The encounter finally ends, but not because the first officer realizes his mistakes. Another officer has to step in and shut it down. That alone says everything about how poorly it was handled. From start to finish, the first officer ignored the law, relied on emotion, and tried every possible tactic to pressure the auditor into submission. From falsely citing GDPR, to fishing for personal information, to twisting antisocial behavior laws. It's clear this officer cared more about control than legality. The auditor hadn't broken a single law. Yet the officer tried to justify his behavior through stretched interpretations and personal feelings. Instead of upholding the right to film in public, he treated the auditor as a problem to be managed. This was one of the worst examples of modern policing. An officer who didn't know the law wouldn't back down and kept escalating when he should have simply walked away. The only reason this situation didn't go further was because a second officer had the sense to intervene. And that's exactly why filming the police matters, because without a camera, encounters like this could go completely unchecked. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps support independent coverage. And be sure to check out BP Visit. His channel link is in the description. Show him some love. And as always, thanks for watching.